Rumors are that allegedly Kenyamoore is making a big return to Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on and how true is this rumor? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more, kinfolk, right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly Kenya is making a big return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. What's going on? And how true are these rumors? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Kenyamoore is back at Real Housewives of Atlanta, and fans are both excited and confused. Allegedly, producers have become convinced that the only way to save season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta is to bring Kenya back. Sources say that after Kenya was indefinitely suspended over the summer, filming for season 16 became dull and uneventful. Producers had absolutely nothing to work with, said the source. Even the best editing tricks could not save the season. This is allegedly ultimately the reason why Phaedra was brought back. The source continued. However, even Phaedra's presence did not solve all of production's problems. Sources are alleging that Phaedra was unable to successfully connect with the ladies to help bring drama or even a little bit of excitement to filming. Most of the ladies resented Phaedra's presence allegedly and intentionally stayed away from filming with her. This move really opened producers' eyes as to why Kenya was needed back. So the question is, what did producers discover after hiring Phaedra to return to the franchise? And will this move actually work? Well, allegedly, producers realized after suspending Kenya that the majority of the ladies really do respect Kenya more than Phaedra and would prefer to film with Kenya over Phaedra any day. The source continued, Kenya's presence on the show provided the newbies with a strong foundation to build their housewife image on. They considered Kenya as the veteran blueprint on how to come into an already established franchise and make it your own. Behind the scenes, Kenya was somewhat of a mentor to the newbies, something Phaedra allegedly has no interest in being. And this could be why most of the newbies, said the source, shied away from interacting with Phaedra when she returned to film. Also, said the source, Phaedra has allegedly not been a good sidekick for Porsha. The magic of freaking frat is gone, and Kenya and Porsha actually had more of a natural friendship. Fans are also not surprised that Kenya could be making a return to the franchise. However, they are confused as to how production will allegedly rework Kenya back into the franchise. Many feel this would be an impossible task, but others think it can work. But the question is, can it? All sources agree that if Kenya is coming back, then it would be fairly easy to film and edit her back into the season. Why is that? Reason being, allegedly Phaedra is already still filming more scenes in order to fill in major holes in her season return. So adding Kenya back to the filming schedule would be easy to do, especially when the other ladies are not currently filming. Now, kinfolk, this is a rumor that came about on social media this past week, and I had to immediately jump right back into it and figure out what is going on with the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And as we know, the season has been in disarray. But season 16 is trying to make a comeback, but here are some things that I kind of feel like could be true, and with some things I feel like could not be so factual. And it's this. First off, where did this rumor start? So this past week, there were several Housewife fans on social media saying that the cameras were back at Kenya's house and she was back filming something. Now, no one knew what that something was, right? They didn't know if it was filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta, filming for a movie, or filming for a project that she might have coming down for the pipeline in her brand. But everyone was convinced that the cameras were back up filming Kenya for something. So everyone's mind immediately went to she's back filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, here's the thing. Is it too far of a stretch to think that she is filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta, back filming for season 16? Absolutely not. And the reason why I say that is because if you've been following Kenya, Kenya has been doing a lot of things that seems to be in accordance or coinciding with a storyline. Her and her daughter Brooklyn have a new book coming out about traveling and mommy and daughter travel adventures, right? That seems like a big setup or a storyline that will potentially be aired or could be potentially aired in the new season. Now, why is that so important? Because this type of project really does soften Kenya's image. We know Kenya to be a great mother, and her relationship with Brooklyn is very, very interesting and a beautiful thing to watch. So if you're coming off of a disaster PR campaign about something that you allegedly did or did not do to another cast member, you really do need something to soften your image up. And it seems as if this new project is doing or could actually do that. So if the cameras are back up, I feel like all the components are in place for Kenya to make a return back to the franchise, but in a softer light. Now, kinfolk, the next thing about this rumor is, if Kenya is allegedly returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta, do I think that it would help save the season? Well, I absolutely believe that Kenya returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta would definitely help save the season. Right now, from what my sources are telling me, all producers have to go work with for season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta is literally Phaedra returning. My sources are saying that Porsha's storyline was, it was kind of like nixed a little bit because of the alleged ongoing lawsuits that her and Simon have in the works, and that a lot of things could not be discussed, and a lot of things could not be discussed, not necessarily because Porsha didn't want to talk about them, but also too because of the legal ramifications that they could probably bring to production and to the network. So my sources are saying that allegedly all of those things really put a damper in Porsha's filming for season 16. Also, the new ladies, they're saying that behind the scenes, the ladies they can hold their own, but they're not good in a group dynamic, which is very interesting because when you saw a lot of their interactions with each other behind the scenes, you could tell that there was not really a sense of closeness. You could tell that it was pretty much all just fake laughs and fake smiles. So with that being said, I could see why they would want to bring Kenya back. Since Phaedra is back, and since Kenya was one of Phaedra's arch nemesis, then I can see why producers could feel like this could bring back some of that old school magic back to the franchise. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor that I do find very interesting, and it has to do with the newbies and Phaedra, and it's this. Now, do I believe when the sources when they allegedly say that the newbies and Phaedra aren't getting along or didn't really mix well? Yes, I can see that as being something that could be factual. Simply because Phaedra came back to the franchise when they were almost done filming. So it really wasn't an opportunity for Phaedra to really, build a connection or closeness with these ladies. It was kind of like hi and bye. And so I can see why the ladies probably did not have or do not have a close relationship with Phaedra. Also, I can feel like that the part of the rumor where it says that allegedly the ladies are resentful that Phaedra was brought back, I can see that being the fact too. Because it seems as if these ladies, the newbies, were sold on this idea that they are being brought back to save the show, right? They're being brought back to give a fresh perspective of the Housewives of Atlanta. It's like they were sold this dream that you all are going to reboot the franchise. It's going to be an all new class. A whole new slate is going to be clean. You all are going to have the opportunity to define yourselves and become the new Nene or the new Kenya or the new Phaedra or the new Porsha. And I think this is what they had in their minds. And so when they started filming and they realized, well, Portia's being brought back, Kenya is being brought back, and Cynthia is being brought back, I think it kind of erased that whole image of, okay, well, we are not going to be doing what we thought we initially were going to be doing. So when you bring Phaedra back, it seems like that was the ultimate, like, okay, wait a minute. Now, if Phaedra's back, and Portia's here, and Cynthia's here, those are 3 veterans. Someone is not going to get a peach. Someone is not going to be given what they were promised. And I can see how being Phaedra being brought back probably was the straw that broke the camel's back. And why that if the ladies did allegedly stop or steered away from filming with Phaedra, that could have been the reason why. Now, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor, and it's pretty much really about fans' reaction to Kenya coming back. Do I believe that the season 16 will be boring without Kenya? Well, kinfolk, I absolutely believe that without Kenya, season 16 would be extremely boring. Kenya brought a sense of excitement, a sense of intrigue to the franchise. And when this rumor first started about the cameras being back up and filming Kenya for something, and I was not surprised or overly excited, because I, in the back of my mind, knew that if it is about Real Housewives of Atlanta cameras filming, then I'm not surprised, because Kenya was such a vocal point for a lot of the drama this season. We knew everything that was going on behind the scenes, and it seems like everything revolved around Kenya. And trying to edit Kenya out and having to edit those scenes out, it probably left production with a lot of nothing to work with. So when the rumor came about that Kenya was back filming something, I was like, that something has to be Real Housewives of Atlanta. As my sources are saying, that allegedly Phaedra was still filming up until recently, trying to fill in a lot of gaps and holes in her storyline for the upcoming season. Then the sources are saying, like everyone else, it would probably be very, very easy for cameras to go and say, hey, let's stop by Kenya's house and get some footage and reintroduce her back into the fold. And also, since they have this extended period in filming in between the season being launched, then yeah, it's plenty of time for them to edit Kenya back in. Because I do feel like that they think, like a lot of us do think, without Kenya, this season is boring and it would not be up to standard as we have come to expect for the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that the rumors could be true that Kenya is back filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16? And if so, do you think she's needed back, or do you think she is not needed back? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.